All right, here we go. This is what I think Meta Platforms, aka Facebook, should be worth. This is based on 3 different valuation methodologies. It's based on a discounted cash flow, a price to sales valuation, and an EV to EBITDA valuation. So what do I think Facebook should be worth? Keep watching to find out. Thanks everyone so much for watching. I do want to remind you I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is just my opinion. And let's face it, I am not right 100% of the time. So please do your own due diligence. What's up everyone? My name's Robbie. This is Robbie in Manila. And today we're doing a stock analysis of Meta Platforms. So the market's not even open yet. I live in the Philippines, so I'm on a different time zone. And we have an article here from CNBC. Facebook shares spike on better than expected quarterly earnings. So we have earnings per share for Facebook of $2.72 versus $2.56 expected earnings. Revenue actually was 227.9 billion versus 28.2 billion. So actually a little bit lower than expected for revenue. What I think is good that probably the market is liking right now is the daily active users. 1.96 billion versus 1.95 billion expected, and also monthly active users MAUs of 2.94 billion versus 2.97 billion, so that's actually a little bit lower. And then we have the average revenue per user ARPU at $9.54, so actually up a bit, then more than expected. So right now in after hours trading, Facebook is looking pretty incredible. 17% up right now. Now the stock has been pretty bad over the past few months, so it's still nowhere near what it was a few months ago, but still a positive for a stock that's really had a terrible run lately. Here we have my price to sales ratio. I'm going to breeze through this really quick. So $242 is my target price, 39% upside here. By 2026, I have $547 and 26% upside. So definitely on price to sales valuation, looking pretty good. If you want to see my work, it's right here. Step 1, shares outstanding. Step 2, sales growth. I think I'm being conservative. I'm decelerating sales growth pretty quickly, and I'm starting at a lower than its median and average. For the multiple, I'm also, I think, being conservative. The median over the past few years has been a 6, and average has been about 6 as well. It's currently at 4.38, so I actually went lower than the median and the average with a 4.5 price to sales ratio. In 2022, that gives me $242, and like I said, up to 2026, $547. Pick your flavor here. If you want a lower price to sales ratio, these are the numbers. If you want a higher one at a 6, for example, that's a higher one for you there. So here we have an EV to EBITDA valuation. So here I got a $378 per share valuation. This is by 2022. This is an 83% upside. I have 2026, $761. This is a 30% upside. Definitely upside for Facebook, in my opinion, at least according to a EV to EBITDA valuation so far. If you want to see my work, this is what I got. Shares outstanding, slightly buying back shares. EBITDA forecast, I have it actually declining pretty quickly from 35, which is around its current median and average EBITDA, down to only 10% in 2026. So very rapid decline in EBITDA. For my EV to EBITDA multiple, I actually went conservative as well. So I have an average of 16, a median of 18, and I only went with a 14. And so that gives me a target price of $378, $83, 83% increase, and then compounded over until 2026, 30% increase. So again, Facebook's looking pretty good to me in a EV to EBITDA multiple. What I got for Facebook in terms of a discounted cash flow, so I'm using gurufocus.com. So what I did was I said, okay, Facebook has been growing cash flows at 45% over the past 10 years, 23% over the past 5 years, 1% or over the past 1 year, 67%. So it's got great free cash flow growth. What I did was I used a very much lower free cash flow growth, considering it's a big company now, and it might not grow as quickly anymore. And we're not sure exactly what's going to happen if they're going to succeed in the metaverse and what even happens with the metaverse. So I'm going with a 15% growth rate, much lower than these growth rates, and that gives me a $369 price target for Facebook. And so now if I come back here and I put all of these into my calculation spreadsheet, $369 for free cash flow, price to sales valuation of 242, and an EBITDA valuation of 378. I'm weighting these all equally, so it gives me a price of $330 for Facebook stock. That is a 60% upside right now. I definitely think the stock is undervalued. This is all basing it on a $206 price target where it's currently trading at after or pre-market hours. Last thing we have are the technicals for Facebook. So how's it looking technically? This is the chart of Facebook. Of course, you can see it got all the way up until about $383-ish per share, and it has definitely come down quite a bit. This was as much as a 56% decline. Now, if we take a look at where it is trading right now in after hours, we're talking about a 47% decline right now if this is where it ends up, let's say, closing during trading today. Let's see what's going on long term. We're going to zoom in here. So we had an uptrend channel for this company, and it really started going pretty badly for Facebook in September. And then it actually hit some decent resistance points, and then suddenly after earnings again, the thing really just gapped down, really huge big decline in after earnings were released last earnings call. Going as low down here is about 180 per share, bouncing up off of this area. So there's definitely some some support down here. Again, we can see some support here. Actually, if we zoom in, we can see the current trade is at 206. This isn't even showing yet where it's in after hours. So if we take a look here, we can see definitely probably will be a big gap up in this one finally. So gap down, gap up, what's going to happen with this stock. So one thing I do want to point out here is very decent and I'd say significant points to look at and watch on this one is actually the 50-day simple moving average. So you can see a lot of resistance on this thing here. For example, it wasn't able to really get over it in this area as well. It kind of followed it down. So right now, if we're looking at this chart, we're saying, okay, this is right where the 50-day moving average is if it's at 206, if it opens here. So if it gets above 206 today, we're talking maybe this thing has some legs to go up further. Now, by the time I release this video, it will be after the stock market closes. So likely, you'll want to look and see what happens at close. But generally speaking, if we're looking at entry positions, I think right now could definitely be a decent time, depending on what happens at the close today for Facebook. Again, I think that the stock is undervalued anyway, so generally I like the stock. I think it's a good buy, and that's all I got for you. So thanks so much for watching. If you like this, hit the subscribe button, right? Hit the like button, and I got another video coming up on the end screen right now.